Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I've returned after about a year since the last time Sean and I played here to Deussen Park. This is a disc golf course just off of Lake Houston on the northeast side of Houston. With that said, I'm just here by myself. I'm going to play a solo round and I'm going to start off here at hole 1. This is one of the courses that was played at the Texas States last weekend. I unfortunately wasn't able to schedule a time to play this course before that, but I'm playing it afterwards, so let's go ahead and see how I do. All right, I spent a couple minutes doing putting practice, did not go well. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and play the shorts because that's the layout that I think best matches my skill level. I've got a Z-Star T-Bird here, basket's over there. I'm going to try to throw it out and around, just kind of get close to the basket. Little high. All right, I'm out there. Okay, I've got my Bushnell Edge rangefinder. Let me see where I'm at. I'm about 80 feet out, so that lets me know I need to use an approach disc. Although I can pretty much see it from here. I'm going to use my, should I use my AVR? You know what? So I got a brand new R Pro AVR putter. I'm going to try this Berg out for a little bit. This is Eric Oakley. Oh yeah, that's a putt. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to try to do less often is use my putting putter as the actual approach disc to make it last longer, because the last one I had became understable, which I've never really experienced that before on a putting putter. Let's go. So hole 2, you have a basket that's straight up ahead. That's not the basket you want to aim for. You have a basket over there to the right. That's the one you're aiming for, and you see a little white arrow here that also indicates a mando that you have to play to this side of. I'm going to try my Greg Barsby Roadrunner. Made it through the mando. Okay, this is actually a little bit of a tough position. This tree is directly in my way between the disc, the lie, and the basket, and it is approximately 85 feet away. That's very similar to the upshot I had before. So I'm just going to grab my R Pro Pig. I'm just going to try to get close, hyzer a slight bit. Oh my God, I went around that tree. That was not the line. Okay, unfortunately I went outside the line that I was looking for. I was trying to go between those two trees and I went around, so that left me with a 24-footer to the basket. So let's see if I can save a par. I can. Alrighty, so I got lucky there. I've got my Andrew Marweed Sidewinder. I just warned, let them know I'm coming through. Basket straight ahead. Ooh, that was a bad throw. Okay, so I made the mistake of playing a little bit of slight hyzer. There was a headwind that was right to left cross, and so that tiny bit of hyzer on a 9-speed disc, and the wind basically just caught the disc, and it faded really strongly. So I never had a chance to flip up and fly towards the target. I'm approximately, I want to say 100 feet away from the target. Let's see what Bushnell says. 123. So it's definitely a little bit of a pump for me. What I'm going to try to do is, let me go with my Rhino, because it's fairly stable and it should, because of the sticky base plastic and the 80+ degree weather, stick to the ground. And next to the basket. That said, I'm definitely not going to complain with the par here, because the basket is farther away than the distance I can reach with a really good throw. So par is a par. Okay, the basket's straight ahead, 250 feet away. It's within my range. I can generally get up to 250, 260 of golf course distance. So I'm going to grab my Valkyrie here and just throw it towards the basket. A little low, little anhyzered. and a little cut roll, so I've got an upshot. Okay, per Bushnell, I'm 80 feet out from the basket. I can actually putt it to maybe within 15 feet of the basket, but I need to practice upshots and also want to try this berg. So even though I'm trying to focus like I would in a tournament, I'm here to learn and have fun. So this is what I'm going to try. Perfect. So it's kind of cool that I haven't made any disastrous errors. I've made a couple errors so far, but they haven't hurt me too much because my ability to scramble has gotten a little better in the last year or so. Okay, hole 5. You got quite a bit of clearance for the first 100 feet, but after that there's a lot of trees. The basket is literally, if you follow this line, 500 feet or whatever, it's over there. I'm not trying to get max distance here, I just want placement, so I'm throwing a 7-speed fairway driver. This is the FD, the end of a fairway disc. That is great. I'm in the middle of the fairway. By the way, I figured out what I've been doing wrong. Since I started throwing rays a few times for certain shots, I started getting into this habit of doing the sort of anti-flex kind of throw with it, and my body loves that feeling. So a lot of times when I'm throwing, I'm trying to throw with hyzer, but the body just wants to go, oh, with the anti-flex. So okay, so as you can see, I didn't even quite make it halfway. According to Bushnell, I've got 285 to that basket. The ground is pretty undulated. As you know, I'm not terribly coordinated, so I'm going to abstain from doing a cross step, walk up, run up, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to disc down a tiny bit to a leopard. This is my most thrown disc ever in terms of like fairway drivers. And all I'm going to do is a standstill, and I just want to get it in that direction. I'm not playing for a birdie here. I'm playing for par, so all I want is a decent rip. Ooh, I pulled that too much to the right, unfortunately. Okay, that was a terrible throw. Okay, I've reached the point where I still think I can salvage a par, but I'm now officially scrambling on this par 4. I have my Aviar X3. It's 153 feet away. And directly, my goal is to go between these two trees with this overstable putt and approach disc and let it land hopefully close towards the basket. I just need to put 150 foot of power on it. All right. There we go. I think I'm a little short, but I might have a good putt. Okay, so just keeping it real with you, I wanted to throw just a little bit flatter and a little bit more outside. Well, you know, it largely worked out, but I wanted to throw a little flatter and have it kind of coast in there, but that's fine. Serviceable upshot. Heck yeah. Okay, you may not be able to see it well, but you see this set of trees right here? In between them is a tree that's in the middle of that gap. Well, behind that tree is the actual basket, approximately 280 feet away, 275 according to UDisc, I think. And really, if you have a forehand or a good righty anhyzer, you can go that way. I'm just going to try to throw that way with a 9-speed disc that may skip decently. And I just want to get kind of close to the basket. So hopefully I can execute. Little high. Oh, that's what I wanted, but I put it too high. Okay, I'm approximately 163 feet away. There's not an easy angle to the basket unless you're really good at hyzer with the putter. I'm actually going to cheat a little bit and use this Champion Viking, a 9-speed, and try to throw it a little flat, and hopefully it'll skip a tiny little bit. I'm actually throwing something, I'm disking up so that I can get some skip deliberately. Too inside, that's not good at all. I've got a very long putt. Okay, so I'm at circle's edge. I'm at 34 feet according to the Bushnell. So now I'm trying to putt to save par. Take my time here. I do have a couple people at the tee pad behind me waiting on me, so can't take forever doing this. Focus. All right, I got a bogey. Okay, so up ahead, there's the basket. I had to point this at an angle so you can capture it. I'm going to try my G-Star T-Bird again. I'm actually going to try to throw flat and let it curve decently. Maybe the slightest of hyzer. There we go. That's what I wanted. Yeah, that's basically what I wanted. That's probably better than what I deserved, the way it felt. Okay, I was extremely fortunate here. Definitely not complaining. I'm 17 feet from the basket. Let's see if I get my first birdie of the day. No, that would be no. I really can't be too upset with a missed birdie putt that short. I mean, it's my first missed putt of the day, and I knew going into this that my putting wasn't on point at, at the practice basket. With that said, I've got about 230 from here to the basket. I'm gonna load up my Leopard 3. It's a little bit more stable than the Leopard that I've got, and I really just want to get it kind of close. Again, I'm not looking for a birdie here. Really, there's no hole here. I'm looking for a birdie. I'm just trying to get par. But if I happen to have a birdie opportunity, I do want to capitalize. So I'm just going to throw that way. Try to avoid hitting trees. I did the Anheuser thing on that. Oh well. Okay, so per Bushnell, the basket is 95 feet away from here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my foot to where the back of it is still at the sheet of paper. We've got plenty of room to this tree. All I'm trying to do is get this animal close enough to the basket so I can make a putt that's within 17 feet. Ooh, that's short. Unfortunately, I've left myself with about 22 feet per Bushnell. So I think I can do conventional. Had a yip. Okay, I've got to recognize that I've dropped 3 strokes in a row, 3 straight holes. So I've got to recognize I'm now in a slump. Sometimes you just can't do anything about it. And as Simon Lizotte says, you need to recognize when you're in a slump and you need to embrace it. So with that said, I'm going to try to hyzer foot this leopard through this gap. The basket you can just barely see between those 2 trees there in terms of the gap. That's not a gap I'm going through. I'm trying to go through this wider one. I want to throw it this way, let it maybe flip up a tiny bit, but hopefully have it fade before it reaches that tree. But really, at this point, I'm just trying to focus on getting in through the gap. Which I did. Okay, that's great. That went dead straight. In hindsight, if I were to throw exactly like that again, I would choose a more stable disc and let it maybe fade or skip to the left. Okay, 61 feet away per Bushnell. That's actually within my range of putting. I'm not so much trying to make it in as I am trying to make it close enough so I don't have to putt a 17 to 22 footer. Yes, sir, it's what I wanted. Okay, hole 9 is in the books. We've reached the halfway point of this video, so either we're going to continue to the next hole. There's going to be one video, or it's going to be a second video based on how the timing works out. So let's go ahead and see how it plays out. One thing I want to point out here is that I'm still having the game of my life out here at Deussen Park. The fact that I dropped only a few strokes in the front 9 is pretty good, given that I'm only 2 over at this point. At the risk of giving spoilers, I start to dial things in a little bit on the back 9, so I hope you like this video, but please subscribe if you haven't already, as the action-packed back half is coming out next. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.